Good afternoon, everyone. Here I am for another Thursday Spa Business Break where I'm talking about specifically your spa business and marketing for fall. Okay, yeah, I get that we're only into the second week of July, but you guys know you always leave this until the last minute. And the last minute being like September, first week of September, or the week before September starts. And all of a sudden you have this panic. Oh my gosh, I haven't done my marketing. Oh my gosh, the books are quiet. Oh my gosh, my staff are freaking out. And then you're just in reactive brain. And when it comes to being creative with your marketing, if you're in reactive brain, then you just have to know that it's not going to be as effective. Whatever you come up with your marketing, it's just really not going to be as effective as if you had started it now. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is to make sure that you're prioritizing your marketing at least a month in advance. So when we work with our social media clients on the agency side of my business, we are always working a month ahead of time. So, right now we are just wrapping up everyone's August's feed so that it's all ready to press go at the 1st of August. So that means that we're actually start our planning with our clients at the beginning of July. Their worksheets are due for their August content July 1st. So I want to invite you to start looking at your own marketing that way, to have it ready beforehand. So all you have to do is press go on your action steps. I'm telling you, it's just so much easier. It feels not quite easy to do the first time you do this, normally because you're so used to doing things on the fly. Okay, so let's talk about your fall marketing. So before I get into giving you some ideas for what to do for your marketing, there's some steps that you have to take first. Otherwise, you kind of just get into the weeds of marketing details and you wonder why you're feeling disorganized, like you can't get your ideas for posts together, your ideas for emails, it just feels way too close. So we got to back up the bus and we got to start off with looking at what is going on in your business usually in the fall. What are your clients looking for? What do they normally come in for in the fall? Now, if you've always struggled with your fall marketing and bringing in leads, and you're like, oh, I've tried a bunch of things and it doesn't really seem to work, that means that it's time to start shifting into if you're trying to think about what should I be promoting or featuring, you always want to think about what are the pain points of my clients at that time of year. Because we're in a seasonal industry, and especially if you're living in an area that has, some good swings for the season, then that seasonality might even be more extreme. Okay, so what I want you to first think about is what is going on with your clients in September, October, November. Break it up into those 3 months. Try to see if you can find some pain points for each month. But if not, if that feels like too much, maybe start looking at your fall marketing as a little 3-month bundle. Okay, so first step is to really get clear about what your clients' pain points are in the fall. Now, if you are a skin therapy business, then their client pain points are going to be things like, skin has got different needs with a different change of season. Maybe they've spent a lot of the summer outside and sweating a lot. It's been hot, wearing sunscreen, and maybe their skin is a bit of a mess going into the fall because of that. Maybe your skin clients are really noticing hyperpigmentation that showed up after summer. So when you start thinking about the pain points in skin, for example, all of a sudden you start having some ideas about, what could I be offering? Now, when I say offering, I don't mean that you have to put anything on special or discount it. You can simply feature something, feature a service, feature a product or a product line. You could feature, what else could you? You could create actually like a whole new treatment as a feature treatment. So I don't want you to think that you have to be discounting all the time. You don't. Now, when we do discount, we want to make sure that we are doing it strategically and that you're not just discounting a whole bunch of stuff all the time. Because what happens then is that your clients just get used to you discounting, you attract that kind of client. That's not really what you want. So I'm okay with discounting, but it needs to be very strategic, and it needs to be done in strategic spots, not just this blanket, oh, not enough people are coming in, let's cut my prices. Okay, skin, we talked about a little about skin. There's a change of season, there's back to school, back to work. So people are feeling a little, oh, how did that happen? My phone is doing really weird stuff. Now you're seeing the other side of things. Hold on a second. There we go. Yeah, I've got a new phone and it flips pages sometimes. So something's happening with my phone. Okay, so you've got those seasonal changes, people going back to school, work, feeling a little bit like, ooh, I want to look my best. I want to feel more confident going back to school and work. So that's a really great spot to kind of focus on for skin particularly. The same thing could be done for a lash business. You know, summer's over. Maybe you just kind of want, your clients want low maintenance for getting back to school, getting back to work. That's another option right there. For waxing, perhaps you are starting to talk about, you know, it's getting cooler, that your clients might not be wanting to, you know, wax in the summer. If you're a waxer and the biggest part of your business is waxing, you'll notice that you've kind of got this all year round clientele that comes in for maintenance, but then it kind of augments and beefs out in the summer for all those people that come out of the woodwork and only want waxing in the summer. You can leverage that in the fall by educating new consumers through your social media marketing that this is a perfect time to get started waxing if you don't like growing your hair out in the summertime, so that by next summer things are much different for them as far as hair removal. It's not as painful, there's not as much to do. Then there's also, for those of you that focus on massage, it's a great time of year to shift that perspective of your consumers over to, it's been a great summer, it's been lots of fun. What's your self-care routine getting back to fall? It's going to be busy. It always is. So the first piece of your marketing always has to do with looking at clients' pain points so that you can choose an offer that they actually care about. If you're creating offers that nobody cares about, nobody's gonna comment on them, nobody's gonna ask questions about them, nobody's gonna book them, okay? So we have to align their needs with what we're offering. Okay, then you want to decide what's the goal of my marketing, because this is a place where I notice a lot of spa owners, they miss this piece. And they kind of have this general, I want more clients. Well, if you have a very general goal, you often get a very general outcome. So if your goal is to sell more retail, create a retail goal. If you're a skin therapy business and you want to have a service feature, great. But if actually the real goal is to increase your retail sales, make sure that you make sure you're pointing that out for yourself and keeping the eye on the prize. Maybe it's just to bring brand awareness to your business. Maybe it's not about converting your marketing into an actual booking. We need visibility all the time in our business in order for it to keep having fresh new people in it. Okay, once you have the clear client pain points, once you have decided on the service or the retail product that you want to feature, then it's time to work on strategy. Okay, so let's talk about the details of actual things that you can do in your marketing. Once you have your focus, once you have your goal, now what can you do to get there? Check with your vendors and see if they've got any gift with purchase promotions coming up. Some companies are better than others at giving you the heads up earlier. If, for example, your skincare line or whatever line is always really slow getting you the next month's features, talk to your rep about it. Say, this is a problem. I need more time to plan out my marketing. And by the time you guys give me the promotion, I've already planned things out. Maybe I've mentioned this a little bit earlier in the Facebook Live, maybe you want to offer a brand new treatment. One of the things I offered every summer in my little studio, because most of my business was pedicures and facial towards the end, pedicures and waxing towards the end of my career as an esthetician. And I decided every August, I featured a margarita pedicure. It was really easy to put together. My protocol stayed the same. I purchased some of the OPI. It was like a lemon zest kind of scrub and body lotion, and I swapped that out in that part of the protocol. And I served a virgin lime margarita with their service. So it was just kind of something different. Nobody else was doing anything like that. And every year, I had tons of bookings for that margarita pedicure. It was just fun. Maybe you want to create some express treatments just for your feature, or even just focus on express treatments. Sometimes in the fall, it's a really busy time, especially for parents. Kids are back to school, all their like sports and dance and all that kind of stuff gets ramped up. And so September can feel for parents just like there's too much on the go. Why not offer some express treatments? Just kind of shine the light on that. If you are a skin therapy business, how about offering free skin analysis with their treatment that they book? That gives you the opportunity to have some time to quickly look at their skin, offer them some suggestions, definitely write out a prescription, skincare prescription for them. Don't miss that step. It's critical in your sales process. The other thing that you could do as far as marketing is you could put a bounce back coupon, give a bounce back coupon to your August clients so that they come back in September. Make sure you put an expiry date on for September 30th. Events are another great opportunity if you happen to be a little bit slower for the fall. So that just means that you have a little bit more time to plan out an event, organize an event. Now make sure that you're giving yourself enough time. You want to be sending out your email announcement to your list 3 weeks before the event. And then you want to have an email sequence planned out all the way up to the event. Now, I want to share something with you that proves the point about making sure if you're doing an event, that you are pairing it up with email marketing and your social media marketing. One of our social media accounts had done an event in June. June is a terrible time to do an event because it's a busy month for a lot of people. But she had committed to this event. It was launching a brand new service, a piece of equipment, and she was doing the event with somebody that she worked with. So what was really interesting is she shared with us the outcomes of what we did with her marketing, because we did email marketing for her and we did her social media management for her. And she had, as far as just comparables, the difference, there we go again, this funny phone. The difference between her side of it, where we did the marketing for her, and the other person, the other service provider who didn't do any marketing for it, was exponential. So she sold $8,500 worth of packages. Her workmate sold $1,500. So, right there, it makes a huge difference when we are communicating via email and social media with consistent messaging, because not everybody is going to hear or see your one post about your event. They're not even maybe even see the second or third post. So that's why we need to layer it all up with website, email marketing, social media, and in-spa conversations. All right, so there's huge opportunity for events this time of year, particularly in October, November is usually when a lot of spas like doing events. I would definitely recommend not having just an open house. The show-up rates aren't that great. And we were actually just talking about this for another one of our clients that we're organizing her event for her, and that we're making sure that there's going to be tickets for the event, so that when people pay, they pay attention. And of course, we are going to make sure that they are clear that they can redeem that ticket price for retail product, but it just ensures that you have people showing up to your event. Maybe if you have an event, make it a bring a friend event. You could even do that with your service feature. Bring a friend if you've got the ability to handle multiple people. Some other ideas that don't require any kind of service kind of promotions or features is just doing a team spotlight on your service providers. That does a couple of things. It helps to augment and kind of beef up your own company culture. Your team really appreciates it when you appreciate them, especially when you do it publicly. And the other piece is that it builds trust with new consumers that are looking at your business. So, those are some ideas there for you as far as what do I want to do for my marketing for the fall. I have one last little nugget for you that you may want to consider for your marketing, and that's doing a social media contest. Now, the thing with social media contests is that you have to follow their rules. There's very specific rules. Look them up. Most importantly is that you cannot make the contest dependent on people sharing a post. So it's typically tag a friend, follow us. It's against the rules to ask people to share in order to join a contest, because a lot of people don't have, they have their sharing restrictions very high. And so that means that they, as far as Facebook and Instagram go, they just look at that. That doesn't make it fair. So tagging and following is a great way to run a contest. There's so many different ways of doing contests. So there's lots of information online about that, but I'm just gonna put the bug in your ear about it. Okay, so there are a handful of ideas for your fall marketing, and I wanna make sure that you are getting on it. So block off some time in your admin this week to make sure you're getting started on your fall marketing. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat here. I know most of you watch the replay. So say hi if you're watching the replay. And if you have any questions, for sure, pop them in the comments. If you don't want to pop them in the comments, send me a DM and I can help you out, put you in the right direction. All right, thanks for joining me for another Thursday Spa Business Break. We'll see you next week.